All right, hello. Today we're going to talk about major scales, and I know that you've already done quite a bit of work studying them, but I wanted to take you through some of the hardest examples because I think that it can benefit us greatly. So, one of the things that I said right above was, if you ever get stuck, just remember back to your C major scale, because I think we can all remember C is the one that has no flats or sharps. It is all natural. All right, so if we can remember that, then what we can do with that is come up with the pattern in case we ever forget it. C to D is whole, D to E is whole, E to F is half, F to G is whole, G to A is whole, A to B is whole, B to C is half. There's our pattern: whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Two holes and a half, three holes and a half. All right, so once you have that pattern, it's your fallback. You can always figure out any major scale with it. All right. So if I took a very difficult scale like F flat, I'm sure nobody here knows their F flat scale, and I asked you to write it as an assignment, this might be pretty tricky. But the first thing you're going to want to do is write in all of the unique pitches. So after F comes G, after G comes A, after A comes B, after B comes C, after C comes D, then E, then F. And I know that it's going to be F flat because the scale is clearly going to start and end in the same note. So once we've done that, we've done a very important part here, because it's what you're going to see is it's very easy to get wrapped up in the inharmonics and get it wrong. So we definitely want to do it this way to get it right. The next thing I'm doing is I'm drawing in these little V's here to show me so that I can figure out what's whole step, what's half step, how that's going to work. All right, so when you're first starting out, it's kind of tricky to understand the concept of whole step and a half step and how they apply. So I like to have the pop-up piano handy. All right, so we're going to look at F flat. All right, so F, half step lower, flat. And I want to come up with my major scale. I know that I need F. I'm going to look back over here. I know that I need the pattern to be what I have right here: whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. All right, that's what I need it to be. So the very first one I come up with is a whole above F flat. So there's a half step, there's a half step. So that is a F sharp or a G flat. When I come back over to fill it out, I see it has to be G. All right, because scales require you to do one of every note. So it's a G flat. So now that my brain is thinking in terms of G flat, I need a whole step above G flat. That's A flat. Okay, so that one wasn't too bad, but now it's going to get a little funky. A flat, a half step up to B something. Well, that's an A. Well, it's not an A. It needs to be B something. So B flat, double flat. So we talked last time about how you might encounter a double flat sometime. Well, here it is. B double flat. Okay, and then I need a whole step above B double flat. I'm going to come back over here. Whole step up would be that. All right, and that is a C flat. All right, and then I need a whole step above C flat. So a whole step would be there, which is D flat, and a whole step above that would be E flat. So D and E flat, and then I've already got it written F flat, but let's just double check that E flat is a half step away from F flat. There it is. Okay, so that is my F flat scale. Now, a couple of interesting things that you could do. You could look at the enharmonic value. We talked about that last chapter. So F flat is the same as E. G flat is the same as F sharp. A flat is the same as G sharp. And I'm not going to do it all the way through, but hopefully by now you're getting the picture that it's the same exact scale as E. All right, it's just called F flat. All right. Another thing that is kind of interesting that we could do is we could look at an F scale. If I wrote it up here, what you would find, a whole step above F is G, a whole step above G is A half step above A is B flat, a whole step above B flat C, a whole step above C is D, a whole step above D is E, and then a half step above E is F. Okay. Now let's compare them. Nothing, 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 flat, 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 double flat, 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 nothing, 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 flat, nothing. So if I were to apply one flat to the F major scale, and then to every single note add a flat, you would get the correct answer. Now, I don't want you to use these shortcuts, but I just want to show you that there's a logic behind music, and this logic applies. All right, so that's how you figure out an extremely complex scale. It always helps to know your C scales so you can get the pattern and then just revert it back. Thanks.